Ethan Hayes had always heard runners talk about the wall. That moment when your legs refuse to move, your lungs burn like fire, and your mind whispers that quitting is the only option. At 17, Ethan didn't believe in the wall. He believed in talent. And as the fastest runner in Ridgewood High, talent was something he was sure he had. But life has a way of humbling even the gifted. 2 months before the state championship, the race everyone said he was destined to win. Ethan's world shifted in a second. During a late afternoon practice, just as the sun dipped behind the bleachers, he felt a sharp snap in his right leg. He collapsed onto the track, clutching his knee, fighting back the scream caught in his throat. The diagnosis? Torn ligaments. The doctor's words: running won't be possible for at least 6 months. Focus on healing. 6 months. The state championship was in 8 weeks. Everything Ethan had worked for seemed to crumble overnight. The posters in his room, Olympic runners frozen mid-stride, suddenly felt like they were mocking him. The first week at home was the hardest. The pain didn't just come from his injury. It came from watching his team run laps around the track without him. From listening to classmates whisper, "He's done." From hearing his own mind tell him the same thing. His mother tried to encourage him. "This isn't the end of your story." His coach dropped by with protein shakes and motivational speeches. But the truth was, Ethan felt empty like a runner stuck at the starting line while the world sprinted past him. One night, as rain tapped against his bedroom window, Ethan scrolled through old videos on his phone. There he was, crossing finish lines, smiling, powerful, confident. He barely recognized that version of himself anymore. Then he stumbled across a video he had saved but never watched fully, a documentary about a marathon runner who had collapsed multiple times but still finished the race. Her words echoed in his mind: "If you can't run with your legs, run with your heart until your legs remember how." Something inside Ethan sparked small but real. He replayed the line 3 times. The next morning, he limped onto the porch with crutches. His mother looked surprised. "Where are you going?" He took a deep breath. "To start running with my heart." He didn't mean literally running. He knew he couldn't, but he could start rebuilding, even if it meant starting at 0, even if it meant doing things that hurt, even if it meant crawling before he could walk. He began physical therapy the following day. The sessions were brutal. Every stretch felt like fire. Every small movement reminded him of what he had lost. Some days he wanted to quit halfway through. But the therapist, a tough, middle-aged woman named Carla, refused to let him. "Champions aren't born on podiums," she said. "They're built in moments like this." Ethan held on to her words like a lifeline. 2 weeks passed, then 3. Slowly, his body changed. The pain didn't vanish, but it stopped owning him. His right leg trembled, but it didn't collapse. His crutches went from 2 to 1, then none. He started taking small steps around the track after team practice, long after everyone had left. He didn't want anyone to see how slow he was, how carefully he had to lift each foot. But he showed up every night, and that was enough. One evening, Coach Harper walked in unexpectedly. Ethan froze, embarrassed. "Didn't expect to see you here," the coach said. "Didn't want to leave," Ethan replied softly. Coach nodded. "Then don't. But if you stay, you give me everything you've got. Deal?" Ethan nodded. They sealed it with a handshake that felt heavier than any commitment he'd made before. From that night on, Ethan trained differently. No more sprinting or pushing past his limits. Instead, he learned patience, discipline, control. He rebuilt himself slowly, layer by layer. Some nights he cried in frustration, but he never stopped. The wall he once laughed at was real, but now he wasn't afraid of it. The championship day arrived faster than he expected. Ethan wasn't supposed to compete. Everyone knew that. But Coach had submitted his name anyway, not because he expected Ethan to win, but because he believed Ethan had earned the chance to try. Standing on the track, surrounded by hundreds of cheering spectators, Ethan's heart pounded harder than ever. His knee brace felt heavy. His legs trembled. His mind flooded with doubt. What if I can't do this? What if I come in last? What if this was a mistake? Then he remembered the runner from the documentary. Run with your heart until your legs remember how. He took a slow breath. The starting gun fired. The world blurred around him as he started running carefully at first, then with more confidence. His right leg protested with every step, but it held. Halfway through the race, he realized something incredible. He wasn't last. 3 runners were behind him. He pushed harder. His lungs burned, but he kept going. The final stretch approached the last 100 meters. The crowd roared. Ethan's vision shook. His knees screamed, and for a moment he felt himself hitting the wall. But this time, he didn't stop. He didn't break. He didn't listen to the voice telling him to quit. Instead, he leaned forward and ran with everything he had left, not with the strength of his body, but with the strength of every painful step that had brought him back here. He crossed the finish line seconds after the top runners. Not first, not second, but not last either. When he stopped, he fell to his knees in both pain and relief. The stadium erupted. His teammates ran toward him. His coach knelt beside him with a smile. "You didn't win," he said, "but you conquered something much bigger." Ethan didn't need a medal to feel victorious. He had learned that strength isn't measured in speed, but in resilience. That the real race isn't against others, but against the voice inside that says, "You can T." That sometimes the bravest thing you can do is keep moving when every part of you wants to stop. As he stood up, breathing hard, he realized something. This wasn't the end of his story. It was the start of a new one, because the wall wasn't there to stop him. It was there to show him how strong he truly was. If you've ever faced a wall in your own life, remember Ethan's story. True victory isn't always about crossing the finish line first. It's about having the courage to show up at the starting line, even when you're broken. It's about running with your heart. If this story inspired you, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more content that celebrates the human spirit. Your support helps us share these powerful messages with the world. Thank you for watching.